Hello, Gemini. Elsie here to do your reading. It is for the week ahead, my friends. How are you? Thanks so much for coming back here. I appreciate you. If you are the ride or die Gemini, thanks for coming back here always. I appreciate you. Look, we do have a couple of oracle decks here. We're going to look at the overall energy in these oracle decks, and then we're going to throw some tarot at it. You're going to get some details out of that. It always is for the week ahead, right? So I'm always reading for the week ahead, whether you get this today, tomorrow, or next year. The first deck I'm using is called the Voice of Souls Oracle, and then we're going to use this deck here, which is the Dream Ritual Oracle. And let's find out what's going on. We'll get some tarot on it. If you are here brand new and you've never been here before, welcome, welcome. There is a subscription button in the bottom right-hand corner, Gemini, if you're interested in staying, or if you're a cross-watcher, thanks for doing that. And for my ride or die Geminis, thank you so much for coming back always. Let's find out what's going on for Gemini. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Got communication, a message of warning, and forgiveness. Okay. Universe has got you on notice, Gemini. It feels like you're going to get some sort of an apology from someone, possibly, or maybe you're being warned to that it's time for forgiveness. It's time to accept that apology. It could be that. Bottom of the deck, we have a message of love. This could be a person that you love. So somebody who's in your family, possibly someone who is a friend, could be romantic love. Take it as it resonates for you. But I feel like it's time for this to come together, because the message of love is card number 34, which is a 7. And to me, that's divine intervention. For me, 7s are heaven. So it is all about, the universe bringing things back together. There was some reproach here, but I feel like the universe has guided someone back to you. Someone is dealing with a burden of tears. So it does feel like there is something here that really bothered someone to the point of reproach, to the point of, I can't believe you would do that to me. Don't even talk to me anymore. So I feel like there is going to be communication that maybe you don't see coming, because the person on the communication card has their back to the message of warning and the forgiveness. This is card number 10, which indicates that there could be a brand new day coming, a brand new cycle, right? Because 10s break down to 1s, which is the beginning of something. We have card number 33. I think this message of warning is telling me to get on the, telling me to tell you to get on the right path, Gemini. I feel like you're being warned. This is your warning that you either need to give forgiveness to someone, or maybe you need to say sorry. But it does feel like it's, to me, the way it's feeling as I'm reading here is that it's coming to you, and that you're being asked to give someone forgiveness. I feel like there's something that you're going to see or realize, or there's a realization. Card number 19 is the Sun. I've got the Sun here. So it feels like there's going to be some sort of a realization that, yeah, maybe it's time to let it go. This person's coming at you pretty humble with a message of love. Tell me about communication. We've got closure. I like it. So I feel like there's something here. There is somebody who's going to, I feel, wants to resolve something with you here, and it feels like they just want closure. And I feel like that's why the communication is arriving. Tell me what this message of warning is, please. It's the message of warning. Record. The thing is that you don't have to forget, but you probably should be forgiven. Like, you probably should forgive, I should say. Because if you're not going to forgive, that means that grace is not going to be given to you. So I feel like if you can't learn it, you can't provide it, it can't come back to you. The only way that things come back to you is if you throw them at the universe, right? So if you throw forgiveness at somebody or at the universe, it will come back to you. But I feel like you're kind of cutting yourself off at the knees if you're not willing to forgive. We have this message of warning says record. It feels like you still haven't forgotten about it. Whatever was said, whatever was done, you still haven't forgotten about it. Maybe somebody is possibly holding a grudge. Tell me about this forgiveness, please. Tell me about forgiveness. We have strength. Okay. So I feel like the universe is saying, look, it's not going to be easy, but stay the course. Strength card is, you know, you can see this little boat being thrown back to and fro. I feel like this is going to be very emotional. It feels like that you are going to, like a spotlight is going to be on the courage that it takes this person to actually come forward and apologize, to say that they are sorry. Whether you accept it or not is completely up to you, but please know that if you don't accept it, then the same grace cannot be given to you. I'm not saying that you should accept it. That's not what I'm saying at all, but just be aware that there's karma in everything that we do. There is passion here, passion and forgive. Okay, so it does look like it is something about somebody has, it's like they have a fire in them now. They're like, I want to be really open with you. It feels like somebody has a passion to forgive or to give forgiveness. I feel like possibly you could be the one who is ready to forgive. It does feel like this is water under the bridge, I want to say. We've got water here. Yeah, we've got water. We've got rain falling from the sky, and we've got water here. And I feel like that was harder to hold back than it is. It's harder to keep the boat in control than it is just to dock the boat and get out of the boat. It does feel like this message of warning, though, is like, I feel like it's a lesson, I want to say, because somebody's writing something down here. We're recording it. So it's like, I've written it down. I'm never going to forget it, but I am going to forgive it. I think it's really important to forgive, but I don't think you necessarily have to forget. I mean, if we forgot everything that we forgave, then I feel like we could be running into that same cycle over and over again, right? Let's take some tarot here. Let's find out what's going on for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Gemini. Gemini, there's just one day left on the sale. If you're interested in a private read, please look at the pinned comment. There is a coupon code there for 10% off if you're interested. Tell me about closure and communication. Somebody I feel wants to speak with you. They need some closure. Tell me about closure and communication. Card number 10 is here, which tells me a new cycle is about to begin. So I think that somebody here is ready to say, okay, let's let it be in the past, and that's it. We do have the Two of Cups here. It does feel like somebody's coming to you with their emotions on their sleeve, I want to say. There's two people here, and each of them has a cup. So I feel like they just want to offer their emotions. Feels like somebody wants to make something right. Yeah, maybe somebody was prideful, but I feel like somebody's reaching out to you. I'm just looking at this person who's reaching out for the cup. I feel like somebody's reaching out to you. I don't feel like it's you reaching out to someone else. And I feel like the reason that they're reaching out is, twos are always about decisions, right? Somebody's made a decision that they just want to be able to have closure. Tell me more about Gemini, please. We've got the Six of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like it's okay to record it. It's okay to remember it. But I feel like the message of warning is, this message of warning, I feel, is saying that, there could be time in your life when you're going to need that person or need somebody else. And I feel like this person is creating karma, like good karma, by helping those who can't help themselves. And it feels like there could be a time in your life where you require help, not from this particular person possibly, because you might forgive them but not let them back in your life, right? It doesn't say that you have to let them back in your life, but forgiveness is for you, understand. It's you giving it to the universe so you can get it back. It doesn't matter if you apply it to a certain situation or not. So I feel like, that the message of warning here is, don't forget how this person hurt you, but please choose to forgive them. Have the strength or the courage to forgive them, because one day you're going to need someone to be kind to you or help you when you're down and out. And if you haven't already thrown your forgiveness at the universe, then that can't be sent back to you. We've got strength. Yeah. So it looks like somebody here does not want to accept the apology. That's what it looks like here. And I feel like for some of you, it could be a best friend. It could be a family member. We've got 4 and 2 is 6 at 6 cups. It's something that you've been thinking about. It went on in the past. It's already done. And I feel like it's something that maybe happened 6 months ago. To me, cups are months. So it could have happened 6 months ago. And it feels like somebody is possibly coming to you. Some of you are not going to accept that apology. You're not going to forgive them. And just sort of carry on with life. You're like, you know what, I'm sort of busy with something else. I can't really talk to you. Feels like somebody here, some of you are going to have the strength and the courage to forgive, and some of you are just not going to accept it, is what it looks like here. It could be, it feels like it could be family, of course. 6 of Cups is that. To me, it's like somebody you've known for a very long time, and maybe that's why the sting is so much, right? Tell me about the 2 of Cups, please. We've got the Knight of Swords, we've got the 2 of Swords, and we've got the 2 of Wands. Well, that's really interesting. Gemini, it does feel like it's, the decision is yours. I want to say, because the Knight of Swords is Gemini energy, and then we have the Two of Swords. So it's about making a decision, right? Are you going to do it or are you not? Are you going to feel out the situation? Because I feel that there's something here that you're failing to see, and I think it's the karma part of it, that you're failing to see that karma is cyclical, right? Everything works in circles. And so I feel like the Knight of Swords is pointing into the past, so it tells me that this is something that is past. So I feel like it was probably 6 months ago, but it feels like for some of you, it could be fresh. It could be just like 3 days ago, there was an argument or a fight. But we do have one sword in the hand of the knight. And then we have 2 swords. And so that's 3 swords. It feels like it was heartbreaking or possibly disappointing. There was something that went down here that wasn't favorable, but it feels like you reacted to it rather than respond to it. And the way you reacted to it was to cut them out. We do have the Two of Wands here. I feel like there is, it's telling me that you need to take action to make a decision so we can just close this and begin again. So we can begin a new cycle. Whether that cycle is, look, it was nice knowing you. Thank you for the apology. I appreciate it. But maybe you just keep them outside the boundaries, right? And nothing says you have to let them back into your life. I feel that the universe is trying to force you to learn a lesson. So when next time you're in need, somebody may come to your rescue and help you out. Tell me about the Six of Pentacles. We've got the Two of Pentacles. We've got the Knight of Pentacles, and we have the Death card. So I want to say the time is now. It's been long enough. The Knight of Pentacles is no longer dragging their heels. It feels like the Death card, the truth or the factual information, the practical, factual, we've got to go over the details of things. I feel like that's what's going to transform the situation. It feels like there is a decision that's being made in the Pentacle world, and we've got 8 Pentacles here, 9 in fact. So it starts out with 8, and that's the harvest. It's like we've already gone over all of the details, all of the analytics. We've talked about this at length, but it feels like the Knight of Pentacles is like somebody was dragging their heels. You wouldn't say sorry to me. I wouldn't say sorry to you. And I think that it wasn't something that you did. I feel it was, you reacted to whatever was done to you. And I feel like it might have been somebody that spoke out of turn, or you heard about something that was said behind your back. It does feel like something like that, but it feels like, I don't think that it was you that was the perpetrator. I feel like somebody else spoke out of turn or said something that got back to you. I feel like the 8 of Pentacles is, telling me that I feel like you realize that it's been long enough and it's time to have balance in this. And I feel like the decision is yours. I mean, the decision is always yours. It doesn't matter what the tarot reader says. The decision's always yours, especially when the minor arcanas come up. Those are all the decisions, right? What you don't control is the major arcanas. And the major arcana here is death. Whatever happens here is going to transform everything. If you decide not to accept the apology, there is change. There is transformation. If you decide to accept the apology and forgive, there is change. There is transformation. And it all is based on karma. It's all karmic, right? So I want to say that I feel like you can forgive and never forget. The record is here. But I feel like this message of warning that's under here is that you've got to change either way. You've got to make a change in your life, because if you're the person who is the grudge holder and you never forgive somebody who says bad things or does bad things, that means that you're holding yourself to the standard of you're never allowed to make mistakes. So when you allow other people to make mistakes, that gives you it gives you permission to be human, to make mistakes as well, right? Everybody makes mistakes. It's not like you have to let them back into your life. Some of you are just deciding, no, I'm just going to ignore it. I'm rooted enough. I'm grounded enough. I'm good. Tell me about the Four of Cups. I don't think the universe is going to allow it, though. I'm just saying. I feel like for those of you who are like, no, thank you, I'm not going to do that for you, I feel like the universe is going to cause a tower here, because I feel like it's a lesson you must learn. It feels like it's a necessary lesson. And like I said, when the major arcana show up, you don't really have much of a choice except how to react or how to respond. So I feel like if you're the one that's in the comfort zone of holding grudges and not being vulnerable with people, I feel like the universe is coming in with a tower to shake down your life here, to really break something down here. And you're going to have courage for other ways, for other reasons. I mean, you're going to have courage for other reasons. We do have the Seven of Cups. And we have the Five of Swords. So it was an argument. Somebody said something that I feel really offended you. For some of you, you found out about it later. For some of you, it was maybe an argument to your face. I feel like somebody is very confused about why we threw down our swords and walked away. Somebody here was fighting and wanted to win at any cost, is what it feels like. And it was very emotionally overwhelming. I feel like this is supposed to happen. The forgiveness is supposed to happen. But I feel like if, for those of you who are not interested in forgiving this person, I feel like the Tower shows up then and really shows you, teaches you a hard lesson about holding a grudge, is what it feels like here. Tell me what this outcome is, please, for Gemini. We have the Ace of Cups, we have the Temperance card, and we have the Eight of Pentacles. Work on your balance, work on healing. Because I feel like this 10 is telling me the Ace of Cups is here. I feel like you're supposed to, I feel like your cup will run over with love. And even if it's just, I made it through that. That person's never getting back in my life. They're never getting across the boundary again. But I said to them, look, I forgive you. I forgive you. I'm not carrying that with me through my life. It feels like somebody here has really worked on themselves, Gemini. I think it's you. I think that you've really, really worked on yourself, worked hard on your self-mastery here. And I feel like it's brought you to this place of temperance where you're like, yeah, I know, we all make mistakes. But the Death card is telling me no matter what the answer is, something here is about to change. Something here is about to end. We're going to end this this time that we've been in this arid energy of being in the desert. It feels like it's time to end that. It's time for for us to talk to each other, or at least for you to accept the apology. And for those of you who are not ready, you're just going to have to deal with it in the Tower. We do have the Ten of Wands is here. When the Ten of Wands is in the reverse, it's like somebody it doesn't want to put it down. Winning at any cost. So I feel like I'm talking to a Gemini who's like, no, I'm not going to forgive you. I don't care. I don't care how sorry you are. I'm not going to forgive you. And I feel like you're the one who's going to experience the Tower, the big shift here that is going to put you in this overwhelming, like whatever the Tower is, it's going to make you overwhelmingly emotional. So you will feel your feelings, and then you will understand it from the side of somebody who made a mistake and is trying to rectify it. Whether or not it was an argument about things that it feels like we couldn't come to an agreement. We couldn't even agree to disagree. It was like, you're wrong, it's my way or the highway, and that's it. It feels like it was that. But the Ten of Wands in the reverse tells me you're still carrying it, and that becomes heavy on you. And so the universe is trying to get you to dispel that, to release all of your burdens here. I think that somebody's heavily burdened by something. I'm going to leave that right there. Thank you so much for being here and watching, Gemini. I do appreciate you. I'm going to go, but I'll be back because I'm always back. Can't stay away from you guys too long. I'm going to go. Take care. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.